Okay, I want to introduce Lizzie. She's less than thrilled about being here today. She's one of our pets. I'm going to do a pet groom on her without the mane of a show dog. And we're going to start out with the prep first. So usually I start in the rear of the dog with the prep. This is all the work that needs done prior to starting the body. So to begin with, I use my oyster trimmers and I'm going to trim up her little rear. Don't go across the little bottom, just go around it and up the tail just a little bit. It's been about 6 weeks since Lizzie's actually had a full body groom. In preparation for this, I wanted him to grow out a little bit. Also, on the tail, there's that little finger width or thumb width area at the base of the tail that you want to make sure you have nice and tight. That, if I can find my scissors, accentuates the nice tail. Lizzie's tail is a little on the short side, so it really helps her to have this area gone. And I'm going to take a lot off the coat, so I'm not worried about the body right now. Okay, I'm going to go up here. And now her little tail set looks so much better. We don't have all this long hair stringing down here. It's out of the way. Many of you leave your tails long. On my pets, I groom my tails a little shorter. And the way you do that is you kind of make a part right down the center. You know where the tip of the tail is at all times. And you comb it down straight, come off the tip of the tail about the length that you want, and start there. About an inch I come off. You can come off more if you want, depends on the length that you like. And then I start around the edges, just trimming up the scragglies, taking a little bit off. I like her to have a little plume of a tail. It looks really cute up over their back. Coming in just a little bit at the base. Under the bottom. I comb it down. Wind it up. And I recomb it. Do it again. That's one thing I had to learn, was not to take off too much at any one time. I wanted to get it cut and get it over with, but unfortunately that led to a lot of bad grooms. So just mince. Now when her tail comes up over her back, this is what it looks like. And she's such a little thing that it really does look cute. Right, Liz? Okay, the next thing I want to do is teach you how to wrap the tail. I wrap the tail to keep it out of my way, and once it's groomed, I definitely don't want to destroy its little line. So you hold the tail this way, take the wrap, the elastic wrap, self-adhesive that the vets use. You can buy it at the pet store. Start wrapping over the thumb, and as you wrap, pull the thumb up, wrap over the thumb. Continue doing that. About half the width of the band. Now, like I said, her tail's tiny, so I probably am going to have more wrap than tail, but there we go. And you squeeze it together, and now that tail is protected and out of your way. While I'm back here, even though I'm going to go over this with the clippers, I like to come up the center and make a little part. So she'll have a little bit longer hair on each side, and you'll kind of get that little Bichon butt cheeks look. And also with the trimmer, underneath the vulva, grazing very lightly, grazing up. Do not go against the skin, just on the outside. I like to keep this clear so they don't get urine stains. And again, I haven't touched her little vulva with the clippers. Okay, then you can go in here with the scissors if you like. But just be very careful, you know where her nipples are, that you're not coming anywhere near the vulva. Okay, this will look much better when we go over it with clippers. Next, I go to their feet. You take the hair, and of course, make sure that they're comfortable. Sometimes she'll sit, sometimes she'll stand, but you want to bring the hair down around the foot like this. Anything that extends beyond the foot, you can cut that off. Keeping a little bit of a roundness to the foot hair. And not getting your hand. That's not good. Also, while I'm here, because I want her to have just a little bit of a hock sticking back here, a little bit longer hair on this area, I take this up a little bit. It's amazing how these dogs grow hairs. Phenomenal. Okay, now I'm going to sit down. And I'm going to take the Oster trimmer back to the foot. You can do this with a 10 blade on your regular Oster clippers or whatever clippers. You can use a 10. I don't like to go to the 15s or the 30s. A lot of groomers do that, but it is very irritating to these little feet, and they'll lick and lick and lick and they'll have it stained. So I like to go with this. Up the heel pad, just a tiny bit, and around the outside edges. And when you get to this part, and you've got a lot of it off there, you're going to want to go between the toes and pull out any excess hair. And this one's pretty good. Then you're going to go back in for the finish. I just go around each toe and by the nail. You just got to remember that they have a web down there, and you don't want to go too deep because you don't want to cut that web. And then I like to come off their nails just a little bit. Okay, and there's one. Okay, the next foot, good girl, Liz. Comb everything down. Cup your hand around it. Take off this excess hair. Now, if you're doing a show groom, this is going to be much longer. You just adjust it to whatever length coat that you're putting on your dog. I try to be careful around my hand because I have a lot of scars from grooming. Lizzie, I can feel your body moving. Okay. And then again, I go up the back. Now, if her tail was wagging or in the way, I would have a real problem here. Okay. And again, start with the heel pad. Go around the outside. Pull out the hair in between. And remember, the older the dog gets, also the thinner the hair, the skin gets on the foot. So much easier to cut an older dog, so just be extra careful. I'm not pushing at all, I'm just grazing. I'm letting the trimmer do all the work. You're so helpful. Yes. Okay, we're going to do the front. I know. I love you too. Here's turn. Let's get your front. Okay, I hope you're seeing this. Since my videographer is a tripod. And again, cut off your excess. On this, the front legs, I don't go up the back until I'm ready to take off all the hair on that leg, so I can keep it more of a stovepipe. Back feet are a little different. Procedure, up the heel pad. Basically, by going around the outside of the toes, you're just finding her foot, because a lot of them are so hidden with hair after 4 to 6 weeks that you just need to give yourself a little pattern to go by. Stop, pull that hair up. And then finish it. Tickles, I know. Seems to be their front feet are a little more ticklish than their rear. I always get more movement on the front than in the rear. Again, I like to come down off the toenails. Clean up any stragglies. And that's done. Okay, come on, sweetheart. I'll do one more. That's a girl. Okay, so I try to stay out of your way. Cup it and cut it. keeping that little bit of roundness to the front, both sides. Usually the front's where you're going to find the extra scraggly hairs between the toes. And that's the feet. I know. Now is when I go back to do the nails. I'm looking at Lizzie's feet in the rear. Her nails are very short. The quick is right up to the edge. You can see the soft center. She's not dry or anything. I'll leave these alone. If your dog goes out in your yard and concrete on the sidewalks and they have a tendency to kick up the dirt and kick at the ground and scent the ground with their back toes while they're pottying, you're going to find that they usually don't have to have these rear toes done that much. In the front, I can get her. Okay, she's longer here. So what I do is I get all the hair out of the way, come in and put the nail up to my finger, holding onto the foot tightly, but resting that nail against my finger, and I know where to come down to cut, so I'm not going to slide any farther than I need to. And again, same thing. And then I can just mince. You don't have to take it all in one or two chops. Just don't take your finger. I have done that. And then I go back in. Good girl. Cookie. Yeah. With the file, with my acrylic file that I showed you earlier. Just a couple swipes. It takes the edge and the burrs off the nail. Good girl. Let's do the other side. There we go. Again, grasp the foot. Rest your clippers against your fingernail, or finger, cut off the nail. Good girl, Liz. Done. It's that easy. And she wants another treat. A really good treat for this, we'll swallow it whole, is I buy kielbasa and I take the whole kielbasa and cut it up into little tiny bite-sized pieces. Yes, I know. And I put it on a plate with some paper towels, stick it in the microwave, nuke it a little bit, press some paper towels on the top, get the grease out, all the fat and oils, nuke it a couple more times doing the same thing, and then I take the whole thing and put it into little snack bags, throw them in the freezer. I can keep one up in the regular refrigerator, and these are great for bribes because it smells so good. They love it. Okay, next we're going to move to her belly. Belly. Now, most groomers like to lift the leg. Some of mine don't like that, so there's my Oster with the number 10 blade. So I stand mine. Good girl. And I also clear, when I have a shortcut, I also clear the belly up to about where the belly button would be. And just graze it. Don't push down. You can go right around the little nipples. It's not going to hurt them. And you can make this smaller area or longer. I just like to make it this whole area here nice and clean. That's what most of the breeders and the groomers do. And it's just that simple. Okay, now, while I have the 10, I go to the armpits. Now, there's always hair under the armpits that likes to mat. I'm doing that so I can see exactly where I want to go. But I just graze into the armpit a little bit. I'm not going into the skin, I'm just thinning out the area. And that way you don't get all those nasty little tangles and gnats. Again, over here. This one isn't as bad. Gosh, you grow a lot of hair under your little armpit, Liz. Okay. Now, I'm going to change this so that you can see how I do that on camera. For the body, I'm going to use a 3-blade, a 3F in fact. Press this in, pull this off. When this blade goes on, you turn it on to make sure it sets in the right little hole in there. Do that. That way you know that your little clipper blade is moving and therefore it's going to cut when you want it to. Okay, but before we go to the body, I'm going to do her ears. I think I'm going to do the head a little bit separate of the body. That way we can have a video just on the head. I just want you over here closer, baby. Okay. Okay, lay down. You can lay down. Okay, don't lay down. Back to the little Oster trimmers. I'm going to trim out the area right underneath the ear canal. Just right there. Again, just grazing. I'm going to take my straight edge hemostats, go in here and grab this hair. Good girl, Liz. And the thing of it is, don't grab as much as you can possibly grab. Grab a few little hairs at a time. It's less painful for them. They tolerate it better. If you have a clump, you might want to even separate it. She had, I know you can feel that. She has a little string of hair. I'm sure that it's deep. Okay, hang on. Go still. Good girl. Good. Good. Now is when I use a little of the ear powder. Never shake it in the ear. Just put a little on the table. Put it onto my fingers. And go back in. If I can find her ear hole. There we go, good girl. And you can easily pull all this extra hair out and away from the ear. Keep it nice and clear. A lot of people don't like to take the hair out of their ear. I've just always found that my dog's ear hair stays nice and clear. They don't get as many infections. And there's some extra that was just gotten out with my fingers. Okay, we'll go to the other ear. Good girl. You're being very good. You want another cookie? Oh, hang on. Be good. Okay. She's nosy. She likes to know everything that's going on. Again, graze off right beneath the hole. Okay. Good girl. Yes, I'm having static problems. Okay, and again, we'll go in here and pull out. She grows very thick hair in her ears. I can't imagine if I didn't pull it, what it would be like in a matter of a couple months. With her, it would be very painful to get it all out then. Okay. Okay. I know, you're being very good. You're being very, very good. It's just easier to show you exactly how this is done, and that it is a little time consuming. But you know what? I'd rather show you the length that it's taken me than edit it out. Not that I won't edit stupid stuff out. Give myself a little attitude here. Okay, again, a little of the ear powder on my thumb and index finger. Pull that hair out. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. She's got one spot. One little clump like was in the other ear. Yeah, I know. That was a long one. All right. You get a cookie as soon as I clean this up. Okay, and what I like to do then is to clean her ear out with the Pro Ear. A little bit on here. I can put it right down into her ear. Yes, girl. Come on. Move it around. I like to dry it too. I just feel more comfortable not leaving any moisture in the ear. And I never use the same pad in a different ear. I always go fresh. That way I'm not transferring any germs. If she's getting the beginning of an ear infection, wouldn't transfer to the other ear. Okay. She also has a nice thick coat. I'm sorry, I pushed too hard. Are you okay? Okay. I know. There you go, right there. Okay. See, that was little for that big of a job, Mom. Okay, then I like to clean the hemostats with the Oster spray disinfectant. Because whether her ears look good or not, I don't want to give anybody else an infection, just in case something else is going on there that I haven't seen.